anonymity to work.
Wait, here's one more.
I don't know what that means.
Origami.
Yeah, I do origami.
Is that origami? Alright. Homework. Let's start it.
I apologize for doing that song stuck in your head.
That's okay. I like it.
I thought you didn't like that song. You were talking about how it's about the homosexuals.
Why would you do that?
Are you trying
to hit the giant?
to assassinate her?
I'm about to come pick it up.
My mom did it for me. I was like,
Why do you love Murray so much?
Did you get a haircut? Sorry.
I'm about to go.
about a month ago.
Not about
I got a haircut
Definitely not
yesterday.
yesterday.
I got a haircut yesterday.
Oh, I like it.
So was that you asking me if I got a haircut just so that way you can bring attention to your haircut?
Yes. Yes.
No. Not true. Okay. I have a question on the last one because I think I got it wrong.
You're not the only one. I just heard number 7 to make sure. I've got to clean the floor.
I'm trying to get crazy.
Hey guys.
It's okay to factor out 2.
Oh.
I factored out -2.
Oh. Yeah, same.
Oh, I wrote it wrong.
Wait, you told me you want that number to be positive then.
Oh, I did too. No, I didn't.
So you better be positive. You did, because I put out the next positive 2 then. Probably.
Never mind, guys.
I haven't. I mean, I only tried it one way when I was in. See if that would make good. Sorry, Sarah Kate, right? You know, we're gonna see what else. 6, 7, 8.
I think we can mentally count our Kate gone forever.
It's just Sarah Kate.
Just kidding.
Oh my God.
Gone forever until she comes back.
Yeah.
In December
So January.
22nd.
I talked to her.
I haven't.
I have.
You're a horrible friend.
December is not January.
Yeah, no, but she doesn't like, she comes back
I always
in the middle
picture
of
around
Christmas
like
break.
1 o'clock. Like nighttime.
Oh, you factor on a -2?
Yeah.
I
Duh.
guess I did because they all had a negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have, yeah. That makes sense.
But if you
I didn't factor anything
out the
out.
positive 2, everything will have to be negative.
You don't have
I think it's just gonna change the sign. Yeah, it's but it should come out the same. We'll talk about it when we get to the answer, because I can predict what yours will look like.
What was number?
Hang on, I'm not finished. Because now this can be factored, this trinomial. But I have to figure out what. 2 factors of 8 that add up to 9, oh, that should be 8 1, right?
Yeah.
And then you do, where the heck does that shortcut go? 4Z over?
Yeah, I think so.
So then when you simplify it, 1, so,
I hope we don't use a shortcut.
no, that's the way I did it, plus
Oh,
2.
shortcut's so easy.
And 4Z plus 1. If you didn't shortcut
There it
it,
is.
it's fine, because it's much easier for me. 4Z squared, and then 8 and 1 were my 2 numbers, so plus 8Z plus 1Z plus 2.
That's better.
And then I divide it into 2 bits. So 4Z can come out of this one, and I get Z plus 2. Nothing can come out of this one. So I just put a 1. If you need to take anything out, you can just put a 1 as a placeholder. So I fill that negative 2Z on the outside, and then we have 4Z plus 1 and Z plus 2.
That's better.
Can you go through and say the answers? And then I thought one had to be close to another. Okay, it depends on whether you took out a negative 2Z or a positive 2Z. I did negative, I think. If you took out a negative 2Z, you should have this. Now, they might be in a different order, like the Z plus 2 might be here and the 4Z plus 1 might be there. But if you didn't take out the negative, if you took out 2Z but not the negative, then your your signs are gonna be different in here.
Somehow I got -9Z, and I was trying to find something that,
Your numbers should be the same even if you didn't take out a
I was
negative.
trying to find something that, because you're trying to find something that you multiply together is 8. Positive 1.
As a good rule, we really don't want a negative on the first term. So there's your
You
decision
meant,
maker.
okay, so yesterday when you said you don't want the first term, you meant the first term in parentheses, not the, when you equal out. I thought you,
Yeah, like the first term of the trinomial.
okay, gotcha.
Generally, it's gonna be easier if you don't have a negative in the first term of the trinomial. So anytime there's a negative there, it makes it easier to take it out. Like in number 1, the GCF I took out was -3, because you really don't want, you don't really wanna open with a negative number.
Taylor, and my other question was, at the beginning, instead of factoring it out and getting negative 2, I did -8 times later going back to the 32 thing, and it all worked out the same.
Could you just factor this out later?
Yeah.
Okay, it's possible that you can, if you missed your GCF, you might get something like, I'm trying to use my own. Okay, maybe you got this as an answer, and then you realize that one of these has something you can factor out. So you really can kind of, man, I'm confusing myself. Some people didn't see the GCF until the end. So they factored the trinomial and got 2 terms, and then saw that one of those had a GCF and pulled it out afterwards.
But
Does
then
that
why
make
if
sense?
yours is negative? And go back-
The problem tends, because I'm confusing myself, trying to go backwards and figure out what you did. I'm confusing myself, but the problem is usually easier if you do the GCF as your first step. That makes the problem easier. But it is possible that you didn't notice it until the end, and then you take it out afterwards and get the same answer.
So if you take out the GCF and you don't want to do the T, you just find your little 2 underline thing and then.
You can do the T regardless.
But how, because you would,
Oh,
when you
this
do
is-
GCF, where's your T come from? What number do you put above
You
it?
just use just this part.
So you multiply 4 by
2. Okay, what else on here?
Number 3.
Could you call out answers so I know which ones I need to work on?
I can, but I want to do the ones I need to do, and then I'll.
Because I just don't know, like, 'cause I got answers for all of them, but I don't know if they're right.
Okay, yeah.
So I couldn't do them right.
Miss Taylor, may I go to the bathroom?
Yes, ma'am. Number 3, 10x squared minus 7x minus 12. All right, there isn't a GCF, even though it would be nice if there were. So I need 2 factors of 120.
Wow.
Big. Whose difference is 7. It's not 1 and 120. I go slow. 60, 3 and 40. 4 and negative 120.
Yeah.
Well, their difference is going to be 7. I'm getting closer. 5 and, how many times is 5 going to 120?
24.
24.
20 what?
24.
That's not 7, but I'm getting close. 6 and 12?
20.
No. It doesn't make sense. You just agreed with me.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter.
620.
Uh-huh.
12 the first time. Wait, I got my calculator. Didn't you say 20 or what?
I said 20.
He said
He said 20. I said 12, and somebody said,
Oh.
Ah.
7 doesn't go in there. About 8. 8 and 15. There it is. If you see it faster than me, that's fine, but I really am not good at that game.
It's okay, Miss Taylor.
Would you mind moving your podium over?
Pretty good.
We're trying to make 15 now.
Okay.
Alright, because the negative 7 is, because this is a negative, the big one has to be a negative. So I'll have 10x squared minus 15x plus 8x minus 12. Their signs have to be different to give me that negative 120. And the big one has to be negative to make sure this ends up being negative 7. So, 5x leaves 2x minus 3. And out of here, 4. Is that all? Leaves 2x minus 3. So, 5x plus 4. And 2x minus 3. If you shortcutted, your 10x goes over negative 15, and your 10x goes over positive 8. When you simplify, 5 goes in here. 2 times 5 goes in here. 3 times goes 2x minus 3. And 5 and 4. Alright. Even though I know the answer, I still am not confident.
I got 2x minus 5.
When you did it.
Because I did, like, I don't know why. I don't know why I did.
Did you use the shortcut?
Yeah, I did.
So your fraction looks like that?
Yeah. Maybe I just didn't.
I think you must have just simplified wrong. I put 5 into both of them. It goes into here twice and into here 3 times.
Okay.
I think you probably just, when you divided by 3, because
Probably.
that's why I can't shortcut. Once I start shortcutting, I'm not. Alright, number 1, I got negative 3. Let me write it. 2a plus 3 and 2a minus 3. My greatest common factor was negative 3, and after I took it out, then I had a difference of squares. Anytime the problem starts with a negative, you're probably going to want to factor out a negative somewhere. And get rid of that negative in the first term. Number 2, I got 2 times x plus 3 times x minus 12.
I got extra 4 instead of 2. I don't remember that.
Number 3 I just did.
I actually have a question on number 3.
Okay.
I swapped the, I put 10x squared plus 8x minus 15x, and for my answer, I got a 2x plus 3 instead of 2x.
Okay, say that one more time, sorry. You did.
I put the 15 where the 8 was, and for my answer, I got 2x plus 3 instead of 2x minus 3.
So you did 10x squared plus 8x minus 15x minus 12.
And then
So out of here you took 2x,
and then I got 5x.
and out of here what'd you take?
I took 3. Okay, I don't. What is it?
If you take out a 3,
Okay.
what happens is in this set of parentheses you end up with negative 5x minus 4.
Okay.
And then those don't match. So then you have to go back and take out the negative. So if you take out negative 3 instead of positive 3, then what's left in there matches.
Okay, thank you.
Alright, 3 we did on the board. 4 we did not. I got 4y minus 3, 2y plus 1. Okay. 5 was is this the most hard? This is just one of those formulas we learned. And number 6, I took out a 4. All of that might be in different orders.
Yeah, I got X's only one.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, yeah. there were X's in the problem. So somehow I put Z's in my answer, I'm not really sure what it is.
Will you do that one?
4x to the fourth minus 64. So the first thing I did was take out my greatest common factor, and that left x to the fourth minus. How many times is 4 on 64?
68 times.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so now this thing is a difference of squares.
Uh,
So x to the second minus 4, because the square root of x to the fourth is x to the second, the square root of 16 is 4. And then x to the second plus 4. Now, this doesn't meet any of our rules, so it's finished, but this is a difference of squares again. So it turns into x minus 4, square root of each one, times
it's gonna be
x plus
x
4,
minus 2.
and then this part stays.
It's x minus 2, right?
Yes. So I wrote the first time. So that thing had to be split again because it was difference of squares again. I'll be honest, those were tricky and they were hard on purpose. Partly because there were only 7 of them. Number 5 is just, that's a sum of cubes, so we just follow the formula. I copy the plus, then minus, and it always ends in plus. So cube root of this, the cube root of this, and then square that, square this, multiply the two together. Anything else? Alright, so we've done all our 2-term ones. We've done our 3-term ones, which are usually considered the hardest. So good job. And what we have left is 4 terms, which is actually going to be, I think, much easier than 3 terms.
Can you take this out?
Yes.
So y'all pass those up, please. Quadratic formula and everything.
Quadratic formula is for solving trinomials, and so I'm saving it for a little while. It's going to be for that last section. Right now we're factoring, we're not solving, but we will be solving, so I wanted a space for you to put it in your notes. We have 2 sections left, 4 terms, and then solving. And the solving part is going to be ridiculously easy. Let's do it. Let me get a 4 term.
Are you done taking this? You're not taking this? Oh, well, I thought you were starting the
I
4 one.
just end up standing there and doing nothing while y'all turn around and remind everybody in the row, she's taking these up. She's taking one up. Thanks, what homework?
I actually did mine last night.
Good job.
Hey,
I did absolutely.
did what?
Last
Hey,
homework,
guess
that's
what?
it.
Alright.
Did you do biology?
But yeah, I'm gonna do it in literature. I don't even know where my sheet is to be.
I think these are easier. X W minus Y. Plus XC minus Y. What was this again? This is 4. This is 4 terms. The quadratic formula, we're saving that for when we solve equations. I just wanted a space for you to put that when we get to it. So it's not quadratic formula is for solving. That's just a spot I want you to hold on to until our very last section. Alright. What's awesome about these ones with 4 terms is they're solved by grouping, which is exactly what we did when we did trinomials the long way. So you split it into 2. You take out what you can. I can take a W out. Out of here I can take a D. And then you just write your answer.
Voila.
That's like what we just did.
Yes. So we really already did this when we talked about trinomials. That's one of the reasons I bother to teach you the long way to do a trinomial, because you do need it later anyway. So it's worth the time.
Wait, when those lines underneath it, is that dividing or is that just showing we're breaking?
I'm just showing that we've broken into those two pieces. So I didn't divide any. Let's do one more just to make sure I'm not abandoning you.
On a Tuesday, got the girl in the club, she's club going up. I hate that song
Hey, John
so
Clark,
much.
promise me something.
So much.
Promise me something.
What?
You'll be a singer
Dude, I'll be a rapper, man.
one day.
Oh, rapper?
Latest
Hey,
rapper
Hey, John
out
Clark,
there.
guess what I'm saying?
Eminem's
Coffee
one.
house.
One.
Yeah.
I think I'm joking. I'm singing it. Cause it's unique.
Alright, let's see what we can take out of these first two.
Or by myself.
Just X. I'm gonna always take out the negative when it's in the front, because that's how I do. So. X minus 2x to the second. Alright, what can I take out here?
A four. No.
A 4.
No.
Oh, 2
Two.
I didn't take enough out of here, I can take that.
You can take an X squared.
Yeah, I can take X squared, and y'all didn't stop me.
I was about to, Miss Taylor.
And you weren't.
Does
What happened
that
to
mean-
that 7?
I really
You
was.
just made that 7 disappear. We believe.
Because I was trying to figure out what belonged here.
Oh.
And then just the one X, right. Okay.
Wait, since you took out a negative X squared, why does that become a negative 2X?
Because negative times negative gives me positive.
Oh, yeah.
And positive times, either way. Whenever there's a negative in the front, I take it out. I don't like a negative in the front, but. Alright, and then this one I took out 2, so I get.
2X minus 7.
Alright, do those match? No, because one's negative. Okay.
Yeah.
But can we make them match? This is the only part of what's tricky here. They match.
They match.
Oh, because one's negative and one's positive.
The sign is messing us up. Let's say I had taken out a negative 2, then this would be negative and that would be positive, right?
Oh,
Yeah, there you go.
Alright, now they match except that they're swapped, and it's okay that they're swapped, because 7 minus 2x is equal to negative 2x plus 7. Those are the same. So the only thing that was wrong is that they have the wrong sign, so I just pull a negative out. Now in one set I get 7 minus 2x or negative 2x plus 7, whichever way you like it.
Now.
And then in the other one I get this.
Wait, I don't see what you did.
Where?
Oh, just kidding. I'm just.
So these two are like secretly the same. They're like secret. And a secret sister in high school, because my sister said she didn't want people to know we were sisters, and she told people we were cousins. That's awful. If your last name was Boro, we're sisters, everybody. Your last name was Boro? It was.
Actually, it was Borowski, right? And you changed it?
Is that Iris? Are you? It's Hungarian, but it's how do you spell it? B-O-R-O.
That sounds so cool.
I bet you got a lot of Denise Boris. You get a lot of that.
I bet you got a lot of dentists.
What does that mean?
Dennis Boris.
Very hard.
No, you.
Alright, what do you have?
No, her name is Denise.
Not really.
Oh!
D nice.
Your first name is Kayla.
Miss D nice.
Oh, D-Nice.
Are we doing?
You mean Denise?
Hey now.
I
We
thought
don't
you were
use
just
that
that
language
close
in
to a
here.
two-letter clause by your first name.
Yeah, you
Wait,
didn't
it's
even
not
you
from
starting it.
Oh, no, way less cool.
Oh, man.
Let's see. Pass them out.
Are you done
Keep
talking?
laughing.
Not to me, but are you done
Can I
talking?
call you Denise? Can I call you Denise?
What about D-Nice?
This is the coolest, like, the top, my rap name is